Good morning, you beautiful peeps. My name's John. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the SKYRC GSM020. It's the small GPS unit. Now, I'm going to answer the question straight away because people are going to ask me, why didn't I get the GPS with the display on it? There's two reasons for that. One, displays use more power. Two, whenever I have a display on an RC car, the first thing that happens is it goes inverted and scratches up the display. Happens with cameras, happens with the last GPS. Actually, the last GPS, we mounted it on the rear wing, and literally within the first 20 seconds, the car was upside down, sliding along the ground, and scratched up the whole of the display. So with this one, there's a lot less chance of damage. There's no buttons on it, there's nothing on it to cause damage. So that's why I got this one. Plus, look at the size of it. It's tiny. I love it. Absolutely love it. Right, I wanted to show you the installation. This is what you need to install. This phone here is my old one. Okay, so if it goes slow, well, it's because it's slow. That's why. Now, this one is $81.99 at Banggood. They sent it to me, so thank you very much. Very kind of you. This is actually really brilliant because I've got like 4 or 5 cars that I need to test the speed of that I've not been able to because I haven't had a decent GPS. So there you go. So go to open, give it permission to access all of my private information. And it's now searching. This remains off until it gets a signal from a telephone with the Bluetooth. As you see, it's come up straight away. Click on that. This now turns itself on, and that's it. It's that simple. No big installation issues at all. So let me just put that down for a second and focus the camera. So, as you can see, it's turned on with a Bluetooth connection, and it's got satellites in here, which is not only a surprise, but a shock. 7 satellites. Wow, that's impressive. Very basic app. Which I absolutely love. There's not a lot of, complicated things that you have to go through. Track, start, and then I assume at this point I should be running up and down the roof. I'll do that later, or probably get Colin to do that later. Let me stop that. Turn off track. Can you do that? No, read. What does that do? Okay, well, it's really accurate, as you can tell, because it's registered that it wasn't moving. I mean, like, what more do you need to know? What I did do was yesterday, while my wife was driving, I took it into the car with us to see how accurate it was versus the GPS on this phone and the speedometer on our car. Now, a little word of warning, our car is a 2004 model car, so the speedometer probably isn't the most accurate. But what was impressive was this one, that one, and the car speedometer all matched up. The car speedometer was 3 kilometers an hour more, but that's because it's one of the old needle types. So that's good. I'll show you the footage of that now. 57.56. Yeah, we just dropped down slightly, and my other phone is saying 56.57. So as you can see, it is pretty accurate. We got the 57.59, and then just over the signal, just around the 60. So yeah, I'd say pretty accurate for that. Darling, could you avoid the bumps in the road?
You know where we live, yeah?
What, pothole Malta? Okay, thank you. Welcome back. So as you can see, pretty accurate, and I really like that. So I think the very next thing that we need to do is to get it on top of an RC car and test it. Looking forward to that. The only issue I have is, as you can see, it's very compact. It's very good at what it does, but the only thing that it comes with is this. This is the reason I didn't do an unboxing, because the only thing that was in the box was this, a cable, and a very thin piece of paper for the instruction booklet. That's why I've not even brought the instruction booklet, because, you know, why? It's not rocket science. So to mount it to the car, I would have liked some sort of, I don't know, somewhere to put a cable tie or a clip that you could put it in. So before I mount it to the car, I don't want to just go and mount it with lots and lots of tape, or, you know, even a little bit of duct tape, a double-sided tape on the bottom, because I'm worried about it falling off. I do have some various connectors around. I'm going to see if I can find one that will sort of clip onto it. If not, it will be taped. So let's get it out. Okay, here we have the GPS mounted there. As you can see, the 3 lights we can still see. This is basically an old case from one of those action cameras. So you can see it's holding it in really well, and most importantly going to protect it. Okay, just a couple of things. We were just testing this tyre, had nothing to do with the GPS at this point, but now we're going over to the GPS video, and you can see that we've already been inverted and scratched this here, so I'm really glad I put it in that case. Here is the app, down to 24% because I obviously didn't charge it very well, but it's got sorry about that, the video stopped for some reason. It's really hard to show you in the sunlight. What I'm going to do, actually, I will record everything from this point on the app. So let's get on. Okie dokie, we just had 2 quick speed runs up there. Let's see what it says. Oh, you know what? I didn't hit start, did I? Okie dokie. Right, here we go. Read. Average speed of 36, but the maximum speed was 56. So that's not bad. There must be more data than this though, surely. Is there? Records? There we go. So that was 57 on the first run, 56 on the second run, so pretty close on both. Excellent! Okay, well then let's get back to the mat. Well, good morning and welcome back to the Blue Mat. Well, that was a long night, wasn't it? I was testing the battery of it, and I'll get onto that in just a moment. A couple of things I just want to pick up on. It's done exactly what it says on the tin. It measures speed, acceleration, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's 38 grams, because I didn't mention that before, and I thought we could measure the size of it on camera. So what we got? 41.8 millimeters, 39.7 millimeters, and 17.6 millimeters. That's obviously for those that are trying to fit it in to the RC car somewhere, or RC plane, whatever it is. I brought the instructions up. As you can see, there's not really a lot here, but I will show them just in case at some point somebody loses theirs and wants to have a quick look. There you go. So, and the box is exactly what it should be like. Is a box. So there we go. Right, now, last night, I want to get onto battery performance, because last night I did a test, or yesterday evening. The battery is supposed to last for 5 hours. Okay, rechargeable battery, 200 milliamp hours built in. But from my experience, that's in best case scenario, so it should last about 3 hours solidly. Wow, was I wrong and very surprised. it lasted much longer than that. And I've written them down here, but I will quickly go through it. I turned set all of this up with the camera at 6:59 last night, where it was at 100%. I did time lapse during this whole period, but the lights go on and off, but not a lot I could do about that. At 9:59, so 3 hours later, it was at 69%. At 11:59, at the 5-hour mark, it was still at 51%. And then it finally went off at 3:24 in the morning, so that's 8 hours and 25 minutes, where it was at 5%, so it turned itself off. Oh my God. Now, do I expect, remember that it was stationary, it had satellites, between 10 and 12 satellites the whole time. Do I expect that once it's actually being used, accelerometer and everything being used inside, that it will wear out sooner? Yes, I do. I definitely do. But I have to say, I am very impressed with the battery on this thing. 200 milliamp hours isn't a lot, but there again, it really doesn't have to do a lot, does it? Now, I was reading in the instructions a little bit earlier that it's got accelerometer and stuff, but when you go into sort of the records here, let me bring it up so everybody could see. You see the records. Da, 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 da. And then I click on it. Obviously, it wasn't moving, so there's not really a lot of data there. So, I'll just quickly go back and go to read. I did drag strip. And as you can see, now you're getting the acceleration in G's and the speed. So that does work as well, which is very, very cool. I don't know if I explained this before. Obviously, my fingerprint's not working anymore for some reason. Yes, that's my code for this phone, but not for all my phones, all right? So don't start with me. To turn it off is very simple. You've got to turn it off with the app. You go to turn off, and it says alert. Click OK to turn off the device and the app, so you do that. And then you wait for that to turn itself off. Done. Takes a little bit longer than I actually believe it should do, but it is now off. Now it is going to use power even though it's turned off, because to turn it on again there is no on button. So to turn it on you have to get your phone, turn on the app, and then it turns it on, which means all of the time it is searching for a signal for the Bluetooth. So keep that in mind. Don't put this in a drawer and then a week later just grab it because you put it in the drawer 100% power, grab it and run outside because it will probably be empty at that point. So make sure that you have it charged up just before you go out. So we're back to the conclusion. Do I recommend this diddy little device? And I have to say, as I said at the start of this section of the video, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's very, very good at what it does. It seems very accurate, but obviously without being alongside exactly or another device at the same time in the same RC car, it's very hard to tell. But when I was in our road car driving along, it seemed very accurate. The price of $81.99, is it a bit expensive? Well, no, and the reason being that I've tried the cheap option. I bought a GPS for, I think it was $34.99 from Amazon, and it was useless. I mean, it only ever went to 60 kilometers an hour, no higher than that, and it never registered top speed, because by the time you got to top speed and then stopped again, it hadn't got to the registering of that top speed. So it was always showing the vehicles much slower than what in fact they were going. And I know this because then I strapped a mobile phone to the car at the same point and it was showing the correct speed. Okay, so sometimes it's worthwhile spending a little bit more, but ensuring that you're going to get some good data and some good accurate data. That's the important part, isn't it? Now, this is the GSM020. I am thinking about picking up the GSM015, which is the one which got the screen on as well. I said at the start of this video that I don't like the ones with the screen, but now that I've got something that can protect the screen, this one here, hopefully it will fit in there. I'm not sure, I'll have to measure, but I think I may get them so that I can do a direct side-by-side comparison. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked the video. If you did, hit that like button. Remember, guys, you know, I was messing around. I had to come up and down every 28 minutes to press the screen on my phone to stop it going into standby mode. So, you know, I put a lot of effort into this video, so hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you next time. Take care of yourselves.